if the media outlet is not financially sustainable, not viable, they are not profitable, they draw on these financial institutions uh, in order to remain vibrant or a going concern, then certainly once your source of funding dries up, you will go down. But if yes, you got a capital from your financier, but you are independent, you are viable, I don't see why if your financier goes down, you should go down. Unless there's no good corporate governance structure within those media houses, unless those media houses are not profitable, they are basically running at a loss most of the time. That is why or how they will fold up or lay off workers if their financier is in trouble. Well, the money, when you are calculating growth, is not the money that is put in. It is the deliverable, the output that they churn out. Yes, but obviously, their output is dependent on how much funds, working capital, they get to finance the activity. So it's very likely that it's the money that they receive from their, not all of them, I believe, some of them, actually, their output or employment that they've been generated is as a result of the funding they've been receiving from their mother or financiers. Sometimes people do that because the media houses are sort of sources of advertisement. So a bank can, for instance, create a subsidiary where they will promote their operations, they will promote their image, their advertisements, their products, and so it's not a bad thing to do that a finance company sets up a media house. But then once that is done, those media houses should be on a sustainable path. They should be financed and managed in such a way that they will be self-reliant. Well, certainly, once there are some layoffs, it's likely going to affect people's livelihood. The average Ghanaian supports 5 to 10 people. So when one person loses his or her job, or the major breadwinner loses his employment, it has a ripple effects on the economy. But I would like us to be cautious, because if we are just looking at case studies, isolated cases. Some sectors are expanding. Even the banking sector, we are told the report, the recent banking sector report shows that they are making profit. Their profits have gone up. So we ought to be careful that, yes, we've seen signs of some layoffs, but that does not mean that within the entire economy, there's general layoffs. There are some sectors that are expanding, that are employing people. So we need to have a holistic picture of the employment situation, so we can draw a meaningful conclusion. What we are seeing, for me, is a case study, a few cases that we are seeing, and perhaps case studies are good. They help you drill down to some specifics, but you can't base your generalization on a few case studies.